5 ways intimate partners relate, from the healthiest to the least healthy.
Disclaimer alert! Disclaimer alert! Please pause the video and read the disclaimer.
Alright, so relationships are not like an object that is stagnant, right? They move around, but they are unhealthy relationships that can last like 50 years because two people are unhealthy themselves, or they don't think that they can make it without the other person, or they're afraid simply to be alone, or they think that they're not lovable. So we're going to start from that type of holding on to a relationship to a very healthy relationship. So let's go. So number 5, it's called paradox. This is an unhealthy way of relating. And just because I'm saying it's unhealthy, I'm not saying that it won't last. People who are trauma bonded will stick together, especially if they feel like it's a matter of life and death, that they don't deserve better, or that they cannot find somebody else, or if they are with a partner who's telling them they cannot find themselves. So how does this work? Two people who are on opposite ends of their needs and wants of the relationship. For example, an anxious, ambivalent way of attaching. This person wants, one person who says, I want you to give me attention, kiss me, show me you love me in public, give me flowers now and then. And the other person that says, yeah, well, I'd rather have my own space and not show off in public like that. So it's just a way of manipulating each other. Well, I want you to show me you love me. Well, but I would like to have my personal space and privacy. So they can't really, there's always anxiety. You know, you don't love me, but I do love you. I just want to have an autonomy. I want to be autonomous. I want to be free and private. And or one person is wanting to get a vaccine and the other one says, well, you know, the government is the one that is trying to hurt us, you know. So it's like you can't be your own person and say, hey, you know what, there's COVID, I need to get vaccinated as I have gotten vaccinated about everything else. Your partner is like, no, you can get vaccinated, right? So there's a way of trying to control. There's a push and pull all the time. But these people are sticking together because, again, as I said, they're afraid to be alone, or they feel that without the other person, nobody's gonna love them. And or the other person knows that the other one makes more money and they enjoy the lifestyle that they have now, and if they leave, then the money will go with that other person. So it's about codependent. And we see this in the past. I think we used to see this a lot, where women stayed in relationships with men who were not their match or who didn't treat them well, but because financially they could not be self-reliant. Or some people stay because of status, right? And one person seemed to be of a higher status, and being associated with them then gives them a high status too. That is a paradox way of relating. It's very anxiety filled. It's a lot of push and pull. There's a lot of controlling inside. There's people running and people fighting for attention and for things in the relationship. Let's go to number 4. So this is number 4. Number 4 is projective identification. I know this is like a psychology word, but don't worry about it. So projective identification, basically, so this way of relating with your partner is very similar to number 5, but the only difference is that there's a clear role taking in the relationship. So one person is talkative and the other person sees themselves as, I'm the timid one. One person is aggressive and the other one is deemed to be the gentle one. One person is intelligent and the other one takes the role of stupid, needs to be led, and weak and timid. The other person is the breadwinner, and the other person needs to take the back burner when it comes to financial things because they don't bring the money. They're not that financially stable. So the roles are, I'm projecting. And the sad thing about this is most people who do this is because they have been told that they are aggressive, so they take the role of the aggressor in their relationship, or they've been told he's so gentle or she's so gentle, that they take the role of the timid. I'm so like a little mousy, but really, if you go, they are not mousy. Behind the doors, they are manipulative, they are punitive, they are hurtful, right? But then keeping the persona of saying I'm a gentle, kind-hearted soul in the outside, but they're really not, right? So, and then, or the other person who feels, okay, I have to take the role of being in control because my partner is so backwards and timid that I have to do everything, right? And don't get me wrong, there are situations where people are married or are in a relationship with people who are not experienced or incompetent or who have learning disabilities, and there are certain things that they cannot do, but they don't say that's my role, that's how I'm gonna be, this is who I'm gonna be, I'm not gonna help you with any of those things because I can't do it, right? There is no push and pull. There's no, oh, I'm logical and you're not, so you should follow my lead. I already told you that. Or, oh, once the person who's logical follow my lead and you follow their lead in something that fails, then you say, yeah, the other one who supposedly is not logical comes and says, yeah, you said you're logical, now look how it failed you. Now look how bad it's gone because we followed your lead, right? It's also a very unhealthy way of attaching, and because they're projecting, right? One or both of them, they're denying things about themselves, about who they are, right? Because people have a range of emotion. We have a range of way of being. A person cannot just be one thing, right? But let's move on to number 3. Okay, so number 3 is conscious splitting. Again, it's building up from number 4. I just saw a very beautiful bird pass by. It builds from number 4. So these couple, they have a knowing of saying, you talk too much, I don't talk too much. But you know what? I would like to talk more. I would like for you to hear more. You make all the decisions, but I would like to come back and also be part of decision making. So they talk about what's going on. I want flowers, I want privacy, how do we meet in the middle? That's where the issue is. They can realize the negative and positive parts that they play in the relationship, and the idea is for them to meet in the middle, but they can't because control and denial is part of that relationship. And I think the easiest way or the best way to kind of heal that type of relationship is if people do their own separate work. Because if I am fearful of trusting you and maybe you let me down, but maybe the issue is that I haven't done my own work, right? Maybe the issue is I need to build trust. We don't know, right? So it's the same as for with people who recognize the different roles they play, with people who talk about the different roles they play, but find it difficult to negotiate. It's almost as if, let's go back to the example of the person who wanted to get a COVID vaccine. She said, hey, I want to get vaccinated. And he exhausted her and convinced her into not getting the vaccine. So she got COVID, and then he exhausted her again, right? Instead of her being on autonomous and saying, hey, yeah, sure, get a COVID vaccine if that's what you feel is going to keep you safe. Most partners would have done that. I know my partner did that. this partner didn't want a COVID vaccine, but didn't also want their partner to get it. So they spoke to them and spoke to them and spoke to them, and this person spoke to me and other people about it, but this person, because they sleep next to them, they live next to them, exhausted them into, okay, fine, I'm not doing it, because all the things they named was all conspiracy theory again, right? So they talk, but they can't meet in the middle. You see what I mean? That's still toxic, but a little better than being at number 5 where you're always at each other. Right, so let's go to number 2 is building off from number 3. Instead of the partner with saying, so they do see it, they see their own separate needs, right? Like my partner needs to take the vaccine in order to feel safe, and I don't want to take the vaccine because I think it's government conspiracy theory or is capitalism, whatever the issue that I feel strongly about this. All right, they see both. However, instead of exhausting the partner not to take the vaccine, they allow the partner to take the vaccine, but they name what the partner is doing bad, right? So I want to go out with my friends, right? So my partner says, hey, listen, let's go have dinner today. And I say, oh no, I want to go see Michelle or Biff. I don't know. We're going for a walk, so I'd rather go for a walk and not go for dinner. This partner will see that my wanting to go with my friend for dinner as my thing. They will let me do it, but they will make sure that I know that I've made a bad choice. That my choosing to be with my friend instead of going out and having dinner with them is bad. I'm choosing my friends over them, and they are supposed to be more important to me than my friends, right? So there is a lot of blaming, right? If I get into an argument or a fight with a friend or a disagreement with a friend, this is a type of a partner who said, I told you, I knew it. Why do you always try to be friends with these people? Why do you always try to do this, right? It's not just two people having a disagreement. It will be okay, kind of, give it a couple of days, or give him a couple of days and talk to them. You guys are good friends. You will be able to get over it, right? So as I said, it's built up from number 3, but they see the autonomy between the two, but one is wrong. Or I feel tired, I don't want to do this, then it's wrong. You're always tired when I want to do my own thing, so I don't like this. We have to like the same thing, we have to like the same people, we have to like the same friends. So you cannot have your own separate friends away from your partner. The partner will find a way to sabotage that friendship. You can't have your own, you go get your vaccine, I'll go get mine, or you have your own private relationships with your kids. It has to be everything inclusive, right? Your kids can have their favorite toys, or have their favorite games, or their favorite sibling, or favorite anything. Everything has to be cohesive, because some things are allowed and some things are not. Some emotions are allowed, some emotions are not. Some behaviors are allowed, some behaviors are not. That is a painful way also of relating. Not as painful as the other 3, but it's kind of like you can be you, but I will scold you and make you feel bad for being you. And they not outright say that. These partners most of the time are manipulative, right? They'll let you do it. Only when it starts to fall apart, that's when you know that you were not supported. I told you, don't date that guy. I told you, don't be friends with her. I told you, don't buy those shoes. I told you, kind of that way of relating. But let's go to number 1. Okay, so number 1 is called integrated. I mean, I think that's obvious, right? Integrated means the opposite of everything. People are autonomous and yet integrated. So basically, go back to me wanting to go to a walk with my friend, and now my partner wanted to go to dinner with me, and I say, hey, no babe, I want to go on a walk with Biff. We haven't taken a walk for a long time. My partner will not see that as a slight against them or a rejection. So getting dinner with my partner is good, but getting a walk with my friend is also good, right? I want a vaccine. My partner doesn't want a vaccine. Getting a vaccine is good, and my partner wanting to not get a vaccine is good, right? So there is no either or. Some things are allowed, some things are not. So I can go on vacation with my friends for 5 days without my partner. My partner won't feel left out or slighted. They can go on a retreat by themselves without me. It's not slighted. It's not bad or better. If we can go on a vacation together, going on a vacation together is not better than going on a vacation separately, because they both understand the importance of being me alone and autonomous and doing my own thing, having my own career, my own dreams, my own projects, my own friends, and being us, having a family, having family dreams, having plans, and doing things. You know, the other person has their own hobbies and dreams, and the other person have their own hobbies, dreams, and friends, and we have things that we do together. I can be upset and not want to talk to my partner for a few hours, and I can say, hey, listen, I'm upset, I need you to give me a little bit of space, I need a break. They're not gonna see that as me rejecting them or asking for a divorce or the relationship now is over, right? Everything is integrated. We are allowed to experience the whole range of emotions and a whole range of experiences without one person saying, well, don't post me so much, and the other person saying, well, I have to post you because I have to show people how happy we are, right? There's a good, balanced, healthy integration. By the way, research shows that people who post a lot are unhappy. Ooh. So, what type of attachment do you and your partner have? One, two, three, four. And if you are at a 5 or a 3 or 2, how are you going to make sure that you get to 1? I'm interested. I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you for watching. Please share this video. Education and knowledge is power. The more people know about of these things, the better it is for us, the better it is for our kids, right? Better world. So share with one person. If you feel like being generous, share with 5. See you in the next video. Deuces.